This is the fuel pump assembly dismantled. This little tube just needed heating up with a hairdryer to remove it from this fitting here. I think the tank, this canister sits flat on the bottom of the fuel tank, so any fuel going into here has to go through between all these little chevrons all the way around here. It then goes in through this hole and it has to open a little flap valve which is down on the left hand end of that cylinder. That just has a little counterweight on it. There's very little force required to open that, but it is only a very small hole. I'm just going to place this in a container of diesel and watch how long it takes to fill up. That's probably why it draws in air after a few seconds. The inlet is quite small there. The little flap valve I can see is now closed as the levels have equalised. So I'll take it out. The liquid stays. This is the pickup filter which just pulls off the end of the main pump. I've blown this through backwards with a air duster, but there was very little blocking it anyway, virtually nothing. It was very clean. This is the fuel tank pump standing in a container with a small quantity of diesel in the bottom. The outlet goes through the clear tube, is restricted by the mole grips, goes back into the fuel pump return, which takes it down to the bottom of the fuel tank very near where the fuel feed goes in. I'll turn this on now. The fuel feed and returns are pretty much clear of any air. It's making a little bit of a noise like there's some air getting somewhere, but it's not really getting into the fuel. The current is about 3.8 amps, the same as it is when the car is running and the engine's running. The fuel in the pump housing is frothing. The fuel level in the container is very low, but it's just covering the bottom of the pump. This is the fuel tank pump standing in a container with a little diesel in it. Fuel pump outlet feeds into a clear tube which goes past the mole grips to restrict the flow slightly, and this time the return pipe just goes down the outside of the canister and not onto the return pipe on the top of the fuel pump. Turn it on, the pressure is a steady 3.75 amps, and it starts drawing air, getting air going through the pipe, and the current has dropped to 2.6 amps.